In an ecosystem, keystone species support the structure and balance of their environment. When a keystone species is removed or endangered, the whole habitat can begin to crumble.
My name is Sam Chevallier, and I'm on a mission to explore the most biodiverse regions of Africa.
What an amazing experience. My travels have brought me to Mwiga Mountains National Park in Tanzania, on the shores of Lake Tanganyika. I hope to learn about the ecology of this unique environment and discover what the future holds for the wildlife and the communities that live here.
This whole entire forest you see here, the lush green forest, is the forest we call Kasoge forest, and that's where the chimpanzees has got the best habitat, as they've got so much to eat and the forest is lush green all the time.
And were you born here?
Yes, of course, I was born here and grew up here. I'm a second generation working with the chimpanzees, as my father was the one among the very first locals to work with the chimpanzees here at Mahale.
Pretty good.
You know, once you set your foot inside this area, you feel like you don't want to leave. You want to stay forever. It's like heaven on earth.
Even Tanzanians, they don't know about Lake Tanganyika. So when I explain to them, they're just like, wow. Lake Tanganyika contains 17% of fresh water in the world. And then also has 400 species of fish, but 98% of those fish is endemic in this lake.
It's so fresh, this water. I mean, I almost feel like I can drink this water.
I can tell you, most of the villagers, people, even us, we drink from the lake. So it's a magical lake, to be honest. That is a yellow-rumped tinkerbird. A very territorial bird. It's very tiny birds, but the sound is travel a mile away. In Mahale, because it's a dense forest, the birding is a little bit need patient. To be here, I'm back home because my grandmother, she was born here. And then also, apart from that, my dad he's one who brought the Japanese research to introduce to Mahale in the Mahale chimpanzees. Early 1963, the Japanese research, they went to Kigoma town where they encountered with my dad, and then my dad started to read the way where there are other chimpanzees. So he was a boat captain for them. And then my grandmother, because she was know this area very well, she told my dad, like, hey, take them to Kasoge. There is a lot of chimpanzees.
Among the numerous species endemic to this area is the world's largest population of eastern chimpanzees. Today, Butati is leading us into the Kasoge forests to find them.
Chimpanzees bring us so close to nature because, there's so much that we can learn from them, and, there's a lot of similarities between them and us. They are very much curious with the world around them, so in most cases they'll be trying to turn around and look at you. Even when the mothers are like, no way, don't look that way. And the baby's like, no way. No. Potential contenders for alphas, they need to look nice to the babies, so in most cases they'll try to go to one of the babies and try to play with the babies, trying to, to appear.
Like a politician.
Just like our politicians who they'll go and they'll try, oh, the babies. Their politics is more or less like ours. Very, very strategic and very calculated. They've got such a very huge important role as not only just they control and dictate the forest, but also they are very good seed disperser. They help spread out so many trees, but also they plan ahead. They know what to eat and when to eat it. They cannot go for something that is not ready. So to me, they are super, super smart, and they take very good care of their territory.
Like many wilderness areas in the region, the ecosystem of Mahale is under threat from the consequences of human activity.
Now we struggle with global warming. There are some people that not believe in science.
Because of the increasing impact of human influence on the areas surroundings, now we are experiencing the rise of water in the lake than we have ever had in the last maybe 100 years. And that is very much directly linked to the increase in rain, but also the destruction of forest on the shoreline of Lake Tanganyika. And it doesn't seem like it's going to be subsiding anytime soon, because the normal routine has always been we lose 1 meter of water in the dry season and we gain 1 meter of water in the wet season. But now we are receiving more than 2 meters in every rain season, and we're still losing that same 1 meter, which makes it that the lake is now invading the shore more than it was in the past. People have lost their houses, which were close to the lake, and people are now keep on being pushed up towards the mountain. So now we're getting more and more people for settlements. The original community that was around the park were the Tongwe community. For them, forest has always been one of their important treasure because they could get some medicinal values from those plants. They entirely dependent on the forest. So how could you chop down your treasure? When I just try to think of the future of chimpanzees, it makes me very emotional, because right now, if we lose that forest, Mahale is never going to be the same. It's not going to be as safe as heaven as for the chimpanzees as it is right now.
The human rights is not only for human rights. They have to go even the wildlife rights. My dad and my mama taught me this, to respect everything you see.
Even in nature, I can find myself. If I see something like a sapphire, like a gecko, sapphire in the water, I just take it out. This has come from my dad's words and my mama's words.
We're going to go swim with some crocodiles.
Yeah, swim with the crocodiles and hippos and try to catch some fish with our hands. I was born and grew up here. You would have expected me to be bored of being around here. But every time I see the beauty of the lake, the amazing water of Lake Tanganyika, it's like a mirror reflecting the sunbeam. Well done. Words cannot do it justice.
It was a really amazing experience to just be given the time to listen and learn about the context of Lake Tanganyika. What a phenomenal part of the world that I really hope people can better understand. I hope to be able to give people a little bit of insight into this keystone landscape and how we really need to preserve it.
By all our efforts and strength, let's take whatever is in our capacities to try to protect these forests outside Mahale, and try to fund them so that they can be protected, because it's the only last forest we have that protect the chimpanzees.
We need to put our power, our money to ecosystems. We need everyone to be part of this.
Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for watching this film. It means so much to me and the team. What you can do now is subscribe to the channel of Keystones Expedition, also comment, send it to a friend, and more than that, if you want to take a step further and help us with preserving a species, donate. This money will go into helping the conservation of chimpanzees or other species that exist in ecosystems like Mahali. We appreciate you. Let's work together to make this place a wilder world.